Alright, so you got a Jack Russell Terrier, and you want to know what to feed your dog. What is that? What is that? Jack Russell Terriers are not super picky eaters. This little guy here, Jakey Jake, he'll eat just about anything. And if I'm not watching, he'll snatch it up. You do want to watch out for your dog getting a hold of something that you may not see. I've had problems with my dog before getting into candy. When I have people over, they don't know, they'll leave something out on the counter. The dog will get a hold of it very quickly. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I didn't realize how important dog food is for a dog, or even a cat for that matter. So Jake is 7 years old, and for the first, I want to say 5 years, I gave Jake a very strict diet of half a scoop of Nature's Domain. I would get it at Costco. I usually got the blue bag. That was his food forever. He ate that all the time. That was what he ate. Half a scoop in the morning, half a scoop at night. That was his routine. I want to say about maybe a year ago, I started giving him a cheaper brand. I went to Walmart. I'm not gonna name the brand, but I got him a cheaper brand. I noticed a difference almost immediately. He was tired more, he was yawning more. And when we would go to the dog park, usually what we do is we do a couple laps around the dog park. And after a while, I noticed he'd be standing at the gate waiting for me to pack up and go. He didn't want to walk around anymore. And so I thought that was very unusual. So I made a switch back to the Costco brand. I made a switch back to, it's called Nature's Domain. So I switched back to Nature's Domain, and overnight, back to super high energy. So I started looking it up online to see exactly how much that affects your animal. And it affects the animal a lot. If you're thinking about getting your dog, if you're just getting a dog, if your dog is low energy, try changing up the dog food. I would definitely go to like an animal store and ask a professional. Say, hey, I've got a Jack Russell Terrier. Tell them exactly what's going on. They'll guide you in the right direction. So for me and my dog, it was Nature's Domain. Any of those kinds of dog food works for my dog. He loves it. He has way more energy. It just works for us anyways. So another thing you can do that I found online was you can feed your dog rice. Some people were doing rice and ground beef. Some people were doing rice and salmon. All sorts of human food for your dog. I tried the white rice. Man, he loved it. He loved white rice. The only problem with is you cook the white rice and then you gotta kind of let it set. You don't want to give your dog piping hot rice. They'll definitely burn, you know, the inside of their mouth. Kind of sensitive a little bit, so you gotta watch out for stuff like that. As far as other foods, like human foods, I would stay away from human foods as much as possible, just because dogs, they have a hard time digesting human foods. Stuff like white rice, brown rice, stuff like that, that's okay. Even then, I would still do moderation. For the most part, that's okay. If you're kind of having problems, if your dog's having problems with, you know, their diet and they're kind of lethargic, just try switching the diet up. I actually took Jake here, I took him to the vet, I want to say 2 years ago. I had a huge problem. We could not figure out what was wrong with him. And so we thought it was the grapes outside. My neighbor has grapes all over the fence and they hang over, you might be able to see some grapes right there. There are the grapes right there. So for the longest time, I thought it was the grapes. He kept throwing up. Even when I'd give him a treat, he didn't want the treat. I knew something was wrong. It ended up he ate a sock and it was all wound up in his stomach. They had to cut him open and remove the article of clothing. Grapes are also another thing that is not good for animals. It's not good for dogs. Grapes are actually, in large quantities, can be poisonous for a dog. I try my hardest to keep trimming these grapes back. They just keep popping up. Grapes they're crazy. They're like weeds. They just grow all over this fence. Just watch out, just watch the food, you know. Just keep a conscious mind of where your dog is at all times and what kind of food they're getting into. Check this out. Ready to go outside, buddy? Hang on. All right, go ahead. That's how he gets outside. So he knows better not to eat the grapes now. This is his little back area here. Sometimes he'll hang out back here for a little bit. Sometimes it's just used for the bathroom. But that's how he gets in and out. If we want to go out, get some exercise, we've got to either A, get the collar on and go around the block, or B, we go to the dog park. Yeah, thought I'd post up this video, give you guys a little bit of information. Hopefully this helped out with somebody. If you're wondering why your dog is lethargic, if your dog is lethargic, sleeping all the time, having problems, try a different dog food. See if that helps. Thanks, guys.